Howdy YouTube, it's your friendly neighborhood Chef Shatry here. Yeah, I'm putting my face out here right now. But I wanted to do a video here real quick. I had a kind of interesting morning this morning. Yeah, I wanted to go over to my Stites store, the local discount grocery store that I get my cheap groceries at, and had a little incident over there. So I'll kind of show you what happened here. We'll try to explain it as best as I can here. I wish I would have got my camera out and took a video of it. It probably would have made it for a pretty dang good video. But anyways, I'm back home, so I'll get into this and explain what happened here. So let's look at this. Now, here's my Sable. Yeah, I parked my Sable in that spot where the rear ends were at. But anyways, I decided to go over to Stites today and get a few more things, because there was just a couple things I wanted to get a hold of while it was still available. But when you pull in the Stites parking lot, they have one section of their parking is, their parking stripes are in an angle in the parking lot, like this, okay? You got your parking stripes, and you got the stripe up front, and then the car in front of you, if you pull in, is either pulled in frontwards or backward, pulled in this way. So when I pull into the spot, there's this vehicle in front of me. It was a Lincoln MKX, okay? Now I knew when I pulled in, he was parked further back in his box than what he was supposed to be. So I just slowly pull in, and I can judge, when you're coming up into behind a vehicle, you can kind of judge the front end of the vehicle, how far you got to go. So what I ended up doing is I, put the car in park. The car, rolled forward about an inch or so. I didn't think nothing about it. I didn't want, the vehicle in front of me, it didn't move or didn't wiggle or nothing. So I knew I was, parked okay. But he was actually parked over the line. When when the stripes are in the parking lot this way, when you're parked and you got your stripe on each side, and then the other stripe, his back wheels were on the stripe, okay? So the back end of his vehicle was a good 2 feet over that stripe. A foot, foot and a half, 2 feet, somewhere in there. His back wheels on his vehicle and that MKX was, there's not a whole lot of distance between them. But anyways, I go into Stites to do my grocery shopping. And all of a sudden, about 3 minutes later or so, I'm over on the other side of the store. I hear this commotion going on. This guy comes ranting and raving in the store. He goes, "Who has a green Saber? He ran into my vehicle. He smashed my vehicle. What the hell?" He says, "Who owns this green Saber?" And then, I didn't think nothing about it. I just heard a bunch of commotion going on. Well, ladies in the cashier got on the loudspeaker, says, "Anybody with a green Sable, please come up to the front." So I went up to the front, and I went outside. And I go out to my car, because I heard ranting and raving going on. So let's say I'm approaching my car this way. My car's in the parking lot, let's say. And he's parked in front of me. Well, he's standing over here. So I go up to walk up there to my car. He goes, "Is this your car?" I said, "Yeah, it's my car." He says, "You ran into my car." He says, "You are," he just started ranting and raving. He blah, 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 and all this other stuff. So I go around the front of my car like this, and I looked at his vehicle. And in the back of his vehicle, his bumper is higher than mine, okay? The top of the back of his bumper is probably about right in here. And then it's a colored bumper, comes down, and it goes underneath like this, and it's got a gray piece at the bottom like that, over there. I was right up against the bottom. See, his bumper is like this on my car, okay? Right up against my car, okay? He says, "Back your car up and let me see if there's any damage on my vehicle." But you can obviously see, my car is just sitting right up against his vehicle like this. It's not pushed in or anything. If you push it in, you can tell if it's pushed in or anything. But it was just sitting right up against his car. The stripe for his parking spot is right here, okay? His back tires, the back of his back tires are touching the stripe on the parking box, okay? So I'm parked within a legal spot, even though if I touched his car or not. But he's ranting and raving that I damaged his car. I ran into it. Like I deliberately did it. No, dude. I said, I didn't hit your car, dude. I said, I barely even touched it. Barely even. He gets on her. I back up and he looks at it. He says, you're lucky. I was like, dude, calm down, man. I said, I barely even touched your car, dude. I said, get in your car and leave. Oh, he started ranting and raving and all this other stuff. So he ends up, I go back on my side of the car. He's on the passenger side of his vehicle. He goes around, puts his wife in the vehicle, then he comes back around. Okay, let's say I'm standing over here on this side of the car. You know, I got my car. I'm on this side of my car here. And he comes around, he goes around in front of his vehicle, and he looks at me, he says, you know, we're still jawing back and forth, you know, saying that, you know, I didn't hit your car, you know, just go on, whatever, you know, you're just ranting and raving about nothing, really, guy. And he comes over to me, and I go standing up to the front of my car, you know, I stand up to the front. He whips out a knife, he starts walking towards me. You know, he's got a knife in his hand. I do not back down, I do not move or anything. He comes right up to me, he puts his belly right up here against my belly. And he goes, what? He goes, I'm going to stab he goes, I'm going to flatten your tires. He says, what are you going to do about it? And I was like, dude, I tell you what. I said, my dad is 6'5", 250 pounds, and I'm not scared of you one bit, dude. I said, if you got to do what you got to do, go for it. I said, you got to go through me first. He says, I killed 3 men overseas. He says, what do you think I'm going to do to you? I said, dude, I looked at him, I said, you know, first place, I go, you know, whatever, dude, you got to do what you got to do, but, you know, thanks for your service, bud. That's all I said. That was all I said. I said, thanks for your service, bud. So he started walking away, and I called him a bitch when he walked away. I said, if you're going to act like that, coming back from overseas, and you kill 3 people, and you act like that, you need help, dude. So I went back into the store, and they said the same thing. The cashier said the same thing. When I went back up, and, you know, I did my shopping inside. Let's turn it back around here. I said, when I went back inside, the ladies at the cashier was talking about it, and I come up there and I said, yeah, I said, he actually pulled a knife out on me too. He pulled a knife? I said, yeah, he sure did. And, oh, if we would have known that, we called the cops, so they're on their way. And, there was another guy, before that, there was another guy that showed up over there. He comes around. I'm standing over there while I'm jaw-jacking with him over on the other side of the car. There's another guy comes over. He says, you are in his parking spot. Your car is over the line. So, you know, that's it. I got a mailman coming up. Well, our mail lady just showed up and she delivered me a box. So I know what that is. So, well, I don't know what exactly it is, but I know who it's from. So that's kind of, you know, involved in my video here. But anyways, let's get back into this. Where was I left off? Yeah, there was this guy that come in, and he looked at my car and looked at his vehicle. He says, dude, he says, you have nothing to complain about. You're in his box. So I'd advise you to get going. So that's what happened to me today. I had a guy pull a knife out on me today. I mean, what new? But I surely didn't back down from him. And there was a lady in front of me in the line in Stites. She was a cop. And she said if she would have known the guy was out there and pulled a knife out, she would have had to pull her service weapon out to disarm him. So I'm glad he's kind of lucky that he left when he did. Because then the sheriff's department was out there, and I talked to the sheriff's department. They asked me if I had a license plate number or anything. I said, no, I didn't. You know, I just knew the color of the vehicle, what kind of vehicle it was, and I described it to them. But I didn't get a license plate, and they said, well, we'll make a record of it. He said, we were called out here. At Stites, there's a public record of it. So they got to document everything that happened. So it's on record that the guy pulled a knife on me today. So I'll go in the house real quick, and I'll show you kind of a few things I picked up at Stites real quick. So everybody, here's some of the stuff I picked up at Stites. When you can get macaroni and cheese, 4 boxes for 99 cents. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got $7 worth. So that'll hold me over for a while. They had this orange strawberry banana Dole juice, for 99 cents. I got 3 of them. So that. They had these pinto beans, 2 for 99 cents. Pinto beans, that's what the refried beans are made out of. And that's a pound bag, I do believe. I think it's a pound. What is this, pound? I get the light here going. Yep, 1 pound of beans. So that's what you can make refried beans out of. So I'm going to make my own refried beans. They had these 1.5 quart things of ice cream for 99 cents. So I picked up 3 of them. Cookies, dozen cookies for $2.99, $3. I got 2 of them. I love chocolate chip cookies. And then they had these tea bags for 80 cents for 24 family size tea bags. I figured there's 6 gallons of tea right there. 24 bags. Says it makes one bag makes 1 quart. So that's 4 bags per gallon. 24 bags, that's 6 gallons of tea. So I got 2 of them. So that'll be for my sun tea. And I spent a whole $22.41 there at Stites. And look what I brought home. 3 of them. 3 things of ice cream, beans, cookies, and a month's worth of macaroni and cheese. Easy month's worth. That'll last me 2 months. But anyways, I want to add this to the thing. While I was in there at Stites and ladies were talking about it, they said with a guy, he says he was a nice guy. He was back in the back. He was talking to people. He was real nice and all this other stuff. And he said then he left. He was real nice to us at the cash register and everything. And then he left. And then he comes back in just a ranting and raving, wanting to rip somebody's head off. They said that could have gotten real ugly real quick. And I said, yeah, I'm kind of lucky that it was me that went out there because I just confronted him, stood up to him face to face. I wasn't going to back down from him or anything. I said if he was going to try to stab me or anything or, damage my car in any way, he was going to have to walk through me to get to it. So if anybody out there is in the military, you're overseas, I congratulate you. I say thank you for your service and everything, but please don't come and act like that. Everybody in the store was, there was kids in the store. They were scared. Some of the ladies said that they had to calm some of the kids down that was in there. That was pretty childish and immature on his part to do what he did. I said, if you're going to be in the military, you guys, somehow, the ladies in there said he needed help. If he's going to do that, just go off on the handle like that, just because somebody, touched their vehicle. The guy needs help. So that's what I want to do this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was my little run-in with a knife-wielding badass today. But I wasn't going to back down from him. I stood my ground, and he wasn't going to intimidate me whatsoever. And that's what real life is about. You got to face these people face on. Don't let them scare you. That's what I did. You can be big badass all you want. I'll stand up to you. Don't bother me none whatsoever. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And remember, thank your veterans. Thank them for service in your country, our country. And, if they have an issue like that, if they get in your face or whatever, hey, say, hey, thanks for your service. They back away. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thanks for everybody.